Well, howdy everybody, my name is Keith Warren and welcome to the show and to the great state of Michigan. This program is going to be special because if you've ever thought about getting in the deer farming business, especially if you live in Michigan, pay close attention because we're going to tell you about a financial opportunity that is available now that you won't believe. The white-tailed deer is America's favorite big game animal, and white-tailed deer farming is the fastest growing segment in the American agriculture industry. Our program's mission is to dive into the world of deer farming and discover why tens of thousands of Americans compete to create the biggest bucks in the world. And by the biggest bucks, we don't just mean the size of the antlers. The financial investment opportunities produced even on small parcels of rural land will blow you away. Join me as we discover how whitetail genetics, deer auctions, animal husbandry, and so much more drive the deer farming industry. My name is Keith Warren, and this is Deer and Wildlife Stories. Most people that want to start a deer farm are really kind of intimidated, and I don't blame them. You know, there are lots of questions and all. And if you watch our show for many years and you want to start a deer farm, but you're still on the fence, this show is targeting you. And if you're in Michigan, this show is really targeting you because we're going to tell you about a brand new program, something I've never heard exist before that I guarantee you're going to be interested in. And if you're already a deer farmer in Michigan, you'll benefit from the same program too. This deer farm is located right next door to the world-famous Legends Ranch and the Wildlife Center, which is a gigantic museum-like facility that exists to promote conservation of wildlife globally. Last time I visited the Gutierrez Cervid Company, I spent a lot of time with farm manager Jake Badger, and needless to say, I was impressed at the operation here. The operation here is big. Matter of fact, to my knowledge, the Gutierrez Cervid Company is the largest deer farm in Michigan, and you can't help but be impressed. The deer market is strong in many states, but in Michigan, the deer market is extremely strong. And the reason why is supply cannot keep up with demand. There are so many wildlife preserves here and so many hunters that want to come here. That's what drives the market. Now, wildlife preserves, they don't want just any deer. They want giant deer. And where they get giant deer is a deer farm. On this show, we'll tell you about a unique business opportunity that's been created that'll help the new farmer get started and how you can take advantage of it.
My name is Jake Badger. I'm the breeding facility manager at Gutierrez Cervid Company at Legends Ranch. So when you're looking to start a deer farm, you have to treat it like a business because it is a business. There's going to be expenses, but most of that is going to be your pens and your land. Some people will already have their land, so that's one of your costs right away. The other expense is your pens. So you're going to put fencing up. Once that's all done, you need deer. So that's where our program will come in. We have the ability to provide you with the deer that you need with no cost up front. So in order to do that program, we are going to deliver bred does. So you have your facility all set up. We're going to provide those animals to start your facility right off the bat at no expense. They will be delivered to your property, bred already.
So they deliver you the deer, okay? And they're not just any ordinary deer. These are some of the best white-tailed deer on the planet. And it took them years to develop the genetics to make them this good.
So you may be thinking, how do we get paid? So once those does have those fawns, those babies are going to be worth a lot of money, and we want those babies. So we're going to guarantee you a reduced rate to purchase those back from you and bring them back to our farm. So what we're planning on doing with this program is helping out people who are just getting into deer farming. Brand new, never done it before, but they're interested. They may not have enough capital to go out and buy these animals, so that's how we're going to help by bringing does to them that are already bred. Once this deal starts and we deliver those animals, it's not over for us. We're going to have a partnership. I'm going to be a phone call away. We'll help you through learning how to be a deer farmer. It's going to be a long process, but it'll be a good process.
So the way this program works is really pretty simple. Okay, you have your land, you build a pen, you put your feed and water and a little shelter up in there for the winter months, and you get your deer. These aren't any ordinary deer, they're super deer, the best genetics in the Northwoods. They get delivered and all of a sudden those fawns are born all throughout the summer. As soon as those fawns are weaned, okay, they're going to pull those fawns back and the Gutierrez Cervid Company will sign a contract with you to purchase every single buck fawn that is born. That's pretty cool. Now the next thing is if you want to hold on to one of those bucks for a year or two, you can do that as well. Every deal that they do out here is a little bit different. So I advise you just pick up the phone if you're interested and call Jake and find out if it's right for you. Deer and Wildlife Stories is brought to you by MVP Whitetails, Dr. Ray Favero's Whitetail Genetics, UVC Power Sports Tractors and Outdoors, and Vandergrift Toyota in Arlington, Texas. Deer and Wildlife Stories will be right back. Okay, so you've got property and you're wanting to build, maybe a barn dominium, maybe deer facilities, or maybe a badass lodge. Well, you've got to check out Rafter P Construction, the leading design build contractor across the state of Texas. Specializing in quality farm and ranch projects, Rafter P Construction encourages their customers to be very hands-on. Rafter P Construction will be with you every step of the way to make your one-of-a-kind build a reality. All right, when you come to Gutierrez Cervid Company, you're going to want to come here into this room. This is a shed room. You're going to see hundreds of antlers in here, and you've got to have data. You got to know where you are, what you're doing. And this shed room or cutoff room has hundreds of antlers from different animals. Every one of these animals is DNA'd. So what they're able to do is they can compare these animals one year to another. In other words, there'll be a yearling set of antlers and then the 2-year-old set of antlers right next to it. You can see the growth. You can also check which ones that you like and go back to the dam side, the mother side. And actually, if you want to duplicate that animal, breed it the same way, or if you want to maybe take a chance and improve that animal, you can do that as well. All right, so this is a set of cutoffs off a 1-year-old buck, a yearling buck. It's a nice typical set of antlers, and okay, they've got the mom and the dad to this buck. And so it's important with all these antlers in here to compare what they do from year to year. I'm going to show you what this little guy, take a good close look at this guy, what he looked like at 2 years old, and you'll see how the genetics are really starting to show. I mean, as a yearling, that deer showed a lot of promise, but take a look at what he looked like at 2. This is a beautiful deer, nice beams, nice tine length, and just, he's a supersized version of the way he was as a yearling. But that's so important because when you're a deer breeder, you're making decisions that the decisions that you make today for breeding aren't going to show up for 2 to 3 years down the road. So before we went to break, we told you about this new deer breeder program that is available at the Gutierrez Cervid Company up here in Michigan. And now we're going to show you some does. And I mean, I come to the doe pens with Jake, and the does are so gentle, and some of them more gentle than others. But talk to everybody about the quality of genetics that is in all the deer.
Yep, so we've been breeding calm animals as well as strong genetics for years now. Every doe on our facility is bottle fed. They're all a certain level of comfortable with people, some a little bit more than others, as you can see with this girl here. But it all comes down to the animal husbandry. The more you're with your animals, the more you take care of them, the better off you're going to be.
Yep, and the reason why you want them calm, I mean, calm animals are healthier animals. You can keep an eye on them a whole lot better. But when you deliver animals through this program, these does are going to be bred, correct?
They are, yes.
And these are super does, folks. These are does with unbelievable pedigrees, and the offspring that's in them, they're even better than the moms.
Right.
I mean, when the truth be known, the reason why is because we stack genetics, but it is pretty amazing. Now, the fawns that come out of them, okay, the deal is you've got a guaranteed purchase deal that you're going to purchase these some of these fawns back from these new breeders. So the good thing about this is there really is very little risk. All you've got to do is keep the deer healthy, and you're going to buy some of these deer back.
Right.
So as far as keeping the deer healthy, you know, people watching the show, if you thought about deer farming, or you're thinking about getting into deer farming, let me tell you something. Keeping the deer healthy is absolutely essential because a dead deer is worth 0. Okay, and you need help keeping deer healthy. Explain to everybody how you're not just going to drop off these does and just going to leave them.
Right. I have my cell phone with me all the time. It's not going to be a drop off and that's it. We're going to be working with you the whole process.
You're basically mentoring these people to assure that the health of the animal is paramount.
Right. So, I mean, if a problem comes up and they've never seen it before, give me a call and I'm going to tell you everything I know about it.
And see, that's a lifeline, I call it. So that's good. Now, as far as the facility y'all have here is absolutely huge. And consequently, I mean, you bring a lot of different people through the facility. And I know it seems like every time that I go up there, I see a different family or a different group of people wanting to get interested in getting involved in deer farming and taking you up on this program. And so right now at the facility, I mean, you got fawns that are on the bottle, right?
Right. Let's
go ahead and take a look at the bottle-fed fawns. And we're going to show you just a little bit about what goes on behind the scenes in that deer barn right now.
My name's Troy. I own a business not far from GCC. Me and my family are always looking for different business opportunities. My kids enjoy feeding the fawns every year. We've been coming here for the last 5 years to feed fawns. I think it teaches them responsibility, taking care of animals, a little bit different than a normal farm animal. Deer need a lot of close attention when they're young.
Hi, my name is Bree Harrison, and my family and I have been coming to GCC for 5 years now, and we've been feeding the fawns, and our family just kind of fell in love with them. When we started feeding the fawns, I told my husband, I said, feeding these babies and taking care of them would be a dream job for me. Deer farming definitely instills some work ethic into our children. It learns responsibility. You know, you have to work to make money, but it's more than just that. It's taking care of something other than yourself, where they depend on you. And we just started thinking more and more about it, and we decided to sign up for the classes that GCC was offering and realized that we could make our own dreams come true.
Deer and Wildlife Stories is brought to you by Vara Ranch, LE Fence, Record Rack Deer and Elk Feeds, Massey Ferguson Tractors at UVC Power Sports, and by New Dart. Deer and Wildlife Stories will be right back. Closed captioning is brought to you by Advanced Deer Genetics.
My name is Robert Sergi. I'm the ranch director of Legends Ranch up here in Michigan. We started our new educational center. We call it the Wildlife Center, and it's all about promoting the youth and the future of conservation through hunting. We do lots of different tours, from student field trips to different programs from our Learn to Hunt programs, our first time hunting programs, and we do disabled kids hunts, veteran hunts, and we're just really excited to give back to the community.
All right, so now it's time to take a look at some of the bucks out here, and so we start showing you these bucks. I want you to keep in mind that the deer that you're going to get with this new startup deer program are the exact same genetics as these bucks, because the does here are the sisters or the mothers of these bucks. I mean, take a look at this. How old are these guys?
These are yearlings.
Really?
Yep.
Folks, take a look at these guys. These are nice yearlings. I mean, like really big yearlings. You know, I was here, was it 3 years ago, 4 years ago,
right,
whatever, and I can tell a difference like that, night and day. And the reason why is because, folks, here's the reason why. The genetics are stacked. In other words, every year they get better. And so in the does that you deliver to these startup deer farms, they're going to have stacked genetics in them. And those fawns are going to be better than these yearlings. I mean, take a look at that guy right there. That is phenomenal. Every one of these deer, I'm going to ask you this, okay, because a lot of deer farmers will wind up buying deer and bringing them in, okay? Do y'all do that?
Nope. We have in the past. That's kind of how we got our embryo program going, but these are all born here.
They were all born here, and that's saying something. So every one of these yearlings, we're going to show you some 2-year-olds in a little bit, but every one of these yearling bucks, and that one right there, I like him a lot.
He's a big boy.
Okay, yeah, he's big. Every one of them was born here. That means that in this program, when you wind up getting these does, okay, the offspring is going to be the same genetics or better than all these guys right here. Okay, so these does that you're going to be delivering, they're going to have fawns when?
May.
Okay, beginning in May,
Yep, early May.
And late borns would be all the way through like July.
Right.
Okay, and right now is beginning of August. Okay, so you can take a look at it, and some fawns are still yet to hit the ground. You probably got a couple more.
There's a couple more does that are still.
Yeah, but you as a breeder, you're going to have, when you're involved in this program, you're going to have fawns on the ground in the summertime. All right, and so if you want to bottle feed them, I would highly encourage you to bottle feed them, okay? But bottle feeding is a lot of work.
It is.
Okay, you've got people to help you, but if you deal in this program, I mean, most of your people that are in this program are getting 10 deer or less,
Right.
okay, and it's pretty easy to manage those few deer. But when you start managing something this big, okay, you're going to need to have some help. But so the does that you drop off, okay, are all of them going to be bred?
Every one of them will be bred.
Every single
and
one
backed
of them.
up. Yep.
And if you have a problem with any of them, he's your lifeline.
Yep.
You can call him at any time. Okay, give him a phone number.
It's 231-745-8000.
And let me ask you a question. When you started here, did you have any idea that y'all were going to be as successful growing these monster deer?
Absolutely not. It's been a dream.
Isn't it amazing?
Yep.
Well, folks, we're going to tell you more about this program later on the show, but for right now, we're going to head on over and take a look at some 2-year-olds, and you're not going to believe the 2-year-olds. Deer and Wildlife Stories is brought to you by Maloof Whitetails, the North American Deer Registry, New Dark, and Whitetails of Louisiana. Now some great information on fencing from our friends at LE Fence. So I got the guys over here doing some fence work, and I want to tell you, when you're doing fence work around deer, you need to be dealing with people that know how to not just do fences and do a good job with that, but work around deer. And that's the reason why I've got the folks from LE Fence over here. They office out of Central Texas, but they do fences all over the country. But the one thing that's cool about the guys at LE Fence is the fact that they can come into a deer farm and erect the fence and get done real quick. And they've got a saying at LE Fence, you know when they work to? They work from can to can. So anyway, in other words, they work to get it done, and they're getting it done all in one day here. Just another day on the farm. For more information about LE Fence, please visit their website at lefence.com, or you can give Ron a call at 254-709-9418.
Deer farming is a lifestyle. It's not just a job that you go to, it's your life. I'm from Maine originally. If you had told me 10 years ago that I would be raising whitetails, I would have told you you're crazy. I never imagined that I would move to Michigan, but deer farming has brought me to this place for a reason, and it's my life now.
So you may be wondering, what kind of people are interested in deer farming? Well, the thing that I've found is that deer farming is great for retired couples or couples that are nearing retirement. The reason why is because it provides them a source of income, yes, but also a way to get outside, stay active and healthy, and be around whitetail deer. Deer farming also appeals to young couples. Kids love deer, and so young couples will come out and they will bring their kids, and the kids fall in love with the deer. Who doesn't fall in love with deer? And they become deer farmers. So deer farming is really for anybody that loves the whitetail deer. This new Deer Farmer Startup Program is one of the most unique ways I've ever seen to be able to get somebody into deer farming for not such a big financial investment. It's something that encourages not only people to get into deer farming, but it encourages the deer farmer to build the relationship and build a strong relationship and a better deer farmer with better deer. And I think that the folks over here at the Gutierrez Cervid Company have done a wonderful job developing this program and seeing it through to where it's proving itself. More and more people are starting in the deer farming industry, and they're doing it the right way with the greatest genetics in the Northwoods. And if you'd like more information, you can contact the folks with the Gutierrez Cervid Company. Contact them online, or you can give Jake Badger a call. Okay, so all of them are 2-year-olds?
They are.
Come on, really?
All of them.
You don't have a 3-year-old kind of mixed in that bunch?
Nope, nothing but 2s.
Holy cow. Okay, well, I'm sitting here trying to look at which one is my favorite one, and I got that tall guy right there. Oh my gosh, I know he's not very wide, but he has got the look that I like.
He's a
very
standout.
symmetrical, tall, tined, and at 2 years old, you know, genetically, he's got it what it takes. But look at that wide guy right there. I mean, he is, ooh, look at him now.
They're beautiful, both of them.
They are. But these other guys in here are no slouches. I mean,
Oh, absolutely not.
The thing about it is, the cool thing about deer is that they all look different when you take a look at them. Every one of them is different, okay? But every one of them's got a stellar pedigree. And the big thing to take away from me when I visit with y'all is that your attention to detail. Your attention to detail, whether it's in the pins are immaculate. Attention to detail with the wall in there. You've got all the breeder bucks up on there, and you know the details, and details in deer farming are very, very important. And so Jake is a real good guy to teach you how to be very detail oriented. Okay, but the thing that really impresses me about what's going on here is that Gutierrez Cervid Company is the only company that I know of that has got a program that helps people get in the deer farming industry the way you are. Right. And so if you are a wannabe deer farmer in Michigan and you've got land, you got the pen, and you need to have deer, before you do anything else, call Jake, okay? Because Jake will help you out and you'll have some of the best genetics in the whole country, not just in Michigan, but in the entire country. And the thing that I want to point out is that I also learned that this isn't just for new deer farmers. Okay, there's a lot of old deer farmers that have been breeding deer for many, many years, and I know a ton of them up here in Michigan now. They've been breeding deer for 20 years and they don't have deer like this. Okay, and so what they've realized, they don't have deer like this because they don't have the genetic lines that y'all do. Y'all spent a ton of money, a ton of time building these deer. But those deer farmers that realize they don't have the genetics, now they're jumping in and putting the genetics in they'll dedicate, what, a pen or two?
Yep.
Okay, and so they'll take their old genetics out and say, okay, we're gonna put the genetics in from here, put them in there, and it's real quick. They can see that they didn't start with the right stuff.
Right.
So, okay, if somebody wants more information, whether you want to be startup deer farmer in Michigan or you're an existing deer farmer in Michigan and you want to contact Gutierrez Cervid Company, give them a number.
Yep, it's 231-745-8000.
And if you take the plunge and you get into deer farming, I give you my word, the lifestyle, you're gonna love the lifestyle. Who wouldn't? I'd like to thank y'all for watching. If you're watching online on our YouTube channel, you can go ahead and post a comment. I'll get back with you, or shoot me an email, or heck, get a hold of me on Facebook. And I appreciate y'all watching. My name's Keith Warren, and we'll see you next time.